So in the early 2000s, the Lakers and Spurs ruled over the NBA, winning 5 consecutive titles. But in 2004, we got an NBA champion that broke the mold. They did it without a true superstar, and with a tight-knit group that was known as the Goin to Work era. Oh, and Darko was there too. You know this bunch: Chauncey Billups, Ben Wallace, Rip Hamilton, Tayshaun Prince, and once they traded for him from the Hawks, Rasheed Wallace. And yes, even Darko. So that team cruised into the second best record in the East, but they were slotted into the 3 seed because stupid division rules or something. They cruised past the Bucks in the first round, and then came their first real test. The 2-time defending Eastern Conference champs, the New Jersey Nets. Yes, A, New Jersey used to have a basketball team, and B, they made 2 finals. The Pistons absolutely dominated the Nets in Game 1 with a truly pathetic display of offense from New Jersey. Same general idea in Game 2, but less pronounced. The Nets finally struck back with 2 straight dominant wins, and now it's time for Game 5. Get ready, you are about to go on an absolute roller coaster of emotions. With 1 minute left, the Pistons trail by 1 and have the ball, but Tayshaun can't get anything going, and so he airballs it.
Hasn't done much since the first quarter, and once again Shepard.
Kid tries to make something work on the other end, but he can't get it to fall.
Against Phillips, Kid with the fall away, and the ball snared away by Ben Wallace.
Mike James airballs away Detroit's second straight possession.
And here's the shot from the corner, air ball, thrown up by James,
but this time the Nets kick it out of bounds. But the Pistons' possession doesn't go so hot.
Detroit just had a 20-second timeout remaining. Billups off balance. Wallace tried to keep it alive, and Detroit did not get off their last 3 shots as solid shots at all.
Jason Kidd was fouled, and he was set to make it a 3-point game, and so he did. But then Tayshaun was fouled, and he missed the first one, meaning that Kidd was back on the line to push it to a 3-point game.
And since then, the Nets have outscored Detroit 7-1, pending these free throws, and Kidd misses the first.
How about the second one?
He misses both.
He missed both of them. They got to go. Get something going to the basket.
87-85. And Billups, what a block. Blocked by Richard Jefferson with 2.9. And now Sean Corbin raises his hand. There's a foul.
Oh my God! Inhuman reactions.
Well, how? Words no work, brain make. What just happened? Okay, so that's it, right?
And avoided putting his body on him and reached over and blocked the shot. But how about this?
Make a free throw, guys.
Now the problem is no timeouts left for Detroit, so 2.9. If you think they had to get it up in a hurry last time, what about now?
Nets?
And the lead is 88-85.
Okay, so the Nets win 88-85.
Under 3 seconds to do it. Here's Chauncey Billups. Here it is. He's got it. He's got it. Chauncey Billups hits the 3. Overtime.
Amazing. Brain no work, speech text make say words.
Hello everyone, text-to-speech is back and I am here to take over the narrator's job.
Hey, no, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, that's
Bring
not how
it
this
on,
works.
punk.
Get back here, you little... Okay, let's get this thing back on track with... I don't know. Anyway, with a minute left in overtime, Rodney Rogers, yes that's the real name, bricked a layup, which led to some free throws for Billups on the other end that he sunk, to put Detroit back in the lead. Then Richard Jefferson flops wildly. A smart play as his second free throw ties the game back up, but Sheed missed a three.
Here is Rasheed Wallace short. Kittles the rebound.
On the other end, the Pistons put down some clamps by forcing a horrible cross-court pass to Brian Scalabrine.
Kids with 4 on the shot clock, and the taller Prince is on him. They're not going to get it off.
That's an awful mistake by Jason.
And then Billups missed the buzzer beater.
Here's Billups. Billups again. Short. And we go to a second overtime.
With 50 seconds left in the second overtime, Richard Jefferson launched up a three.
Jefferson, right at the three-point line, will take a three-point shot.
No.
And it will go out of bounds, try to save it. And then Scalabrine makes a great save.
But miraculously, the Nets retained the ball and Jefferson drew a foul, which fouled out Sheed. And now guess what happens?
Jefferson misses the first.
Whatever. My man RJ gets the second one. So now Billups misses his second game winner.
Billups going up. Tipped away and Kinch got it. 5.2 and the last timeout called by New Jersey.
And Kerry Kittles can't hit a game winner, so now on to a third overtime. With a minute to go in OT number 3, Brian Scalabrine swishes the three.
5 on the shot clock. Jefferson in the corner. Scalabrine for 3. Brian Scalabrine. Where would the Nets be without him? 4 3-pointers.
And on the other end, Billups throws up a pull-up three that misses. Keeping in the tradition of the game, Scalabrine misses 1 of 2. Mike James puts in a layup, but after that, the Pistons fail to score, and the Nets take a 3-2 lead in the series off of an incredible 127-120 victory. But our Pistons end up winning the series off of an all-timer of a defensive performance by holding Jason Kidd to 0 points, and the Nets as a whole to 69 points. Nice job, Detroit. Now on to the Eastern Conference Finals, where the 1-seed Pacers are going to take on the Pistons. In Game 1, the Pistons lost 78-74, and in Game 2, the Pistons were up 69-65 with a minute to go, where a long Pistons possession turned into a missed jumper.
Works baseline against Foster.
Which turned into an injury and foul on Reggie Miller.
Tinsley came out of the pile with it. And he's hurt.
He made both free throws, which then turned into this chaos.
Hamilton trying to get free of Miller on the baseline. Gave it right back to Wallace. O'Neal blocked it. 4 on the shot clock. I don't know if Billups knows that. He lost the handle. Tinsley, Reggie Miller. And it's blocked again. Oh, what a block. How did Prince get there? What a block.
How on earth did Tayshaun pull this off? Anyway, some free throws mean that the Pistons escape with the win. The Pacers pushed the series to a Game 6, where with 4 minutes and change left, the game was tied at 59, when Ron Artest just said, "Why not?" and punched Rip Hamilton right in the face. This surely will have no effect on the next season. That flagrant was kind of a theme for the Pacers, as the Eastern Conference's best team went down in 6. Now the Pistons got to face the LA Lakers, who were, let's just say pretty good at basketball. Watch, here's proof. With a minute to go in Game 2, Ben Wallace puts back up a rebound that pushes the Pistons' lead to 6, but then Shaq got an and one.
O'Neal with a rebound, gets the putback, and gets fouled.
With the lead now halved, Billups missed a floater that gave the Lakers 1 shot to tie the game.
Everyone is paying attention to Kobe Bryant.
They start with Shaq. He gives it to Walton. Here comes Kobe. Less than 5 from way outside. Got it! Oh, man! With 2.1. What a game. What a game.
Yep. Lakers in 5. Lakers in 6? Lakers in 7?
Rick Fox ending the game hunched over his former teammate Lindsey Hunter and congratulating him as the clock ticks down.
Okay then. Pistons in 5.
We did it, Patrick! We saved the city! Just think what might have happened if we didn't tell everyone about the monster!
So, it's November 19th, 2004. It's a pretty normal night in the NBA. Jamal Crawford missed a game winner, so the Knicks lost to the Mavs. Dwayne Wade hit a buzzer beater against the Jazz. And a regular season game between the Pistons and Pacers tipped off at around 8 p.m. It was a totally normal game, but then suddenly, at around 9:55 p.m., Ron Artest put a hard foul on Ben Wallace, And Wallace took exception to that, shoving Artest back. This was bad. Wallace is already looking at a 1-3 game suspension, but everything seemed to calm down, and then this happened.
Problem is, if Wallace is ejected, I'm not sure he'd have to walk past the Pacer bench to go. Now Artest has jumped over the scorer's table and is trying to get down to the bench. Artest is in the stands. Oh, this is awful. Fans are getting involved. Steven Jackson's in the fans. Rasheed Wallace going into the stands. The security trying to somehow restore order. Fans and players are going at it, and the players trying to help each other out.
Yeah, that's what happens when a 4/4 string ostinato in D minor starts playing. Everyone knows it means death. And no, that's not the Jaws theme. Anyway, that's a big no-no, and the NBA was pretty upset, handing out many suspensions. Artest was suspended for the rest of the season, including the playoffs, the longest suspension in NBA history. Steven Jackson got 30 games, the third longest suspension in NBA history at the time. Jermaine O'Neal got 25 games, although it was reduced eventually. Ben Wallace got 6 games. Anthony Johnson got 5 games, and a bunch of other players got a single game. But it didn't affect the Pistons as much as it did the Pacers, as Detroit finished 54-28, and Indiana went 44-38, which hilariously matched them up in the second round after Detroit took care of the 76ers. That series was pretty uneventful, except for the fact that Game 6 was Reggie Miller's final ever NBA game. In the Eastern Conference Finals against Miami, the Pistons came back from down 3-2, defeating Dwayne Wade and, for the second year in a row, Shaquille O'Neal. Now they have to face the 59-win Spurs, who were also the 2 seed because, well, you know who. Anywho, the two teams traded home wins, setting up the all-important Game 5. It was close down to the wire as the Spurs set up on offense with 15 seconds to go.
To Ginobili at midcourt. Now you got to be careful now when Ori sets his screen. If Ori sets his screen, watch out. Ori on a step back. 6 seconds. He's not setting the screen. Ginobili drives all the way and it's blocked underneath. And the rebound taken by Wallace, but he has no timeout to take. There's nothing, and the clock runs out. So we are going to go to overtime.
In overtime, Tim Duncan lost the ball with a minute left in a 2-point game.
2 and 20. A minute to go. Ori to Duncan, he loses it. He lost the ball. Yes, he did.
The Pistons looked to end it, but Rip Hamilton missed. Fortunately for the Pistons, they got the offensive board, but Chauncey couldn't get it to go, which set up San Antonio with 9.5 seconds to go, down by 2.
Hunter is into the game for Chauncey Billups. So they put Lindsey Hunter into the game, the great defender. Billups out for this sequence. Ori to inbound. Now they have Prince on Ginobili, Hunter on Parker. Here's Ginobili. To Ori for 3. Oh, unbelievable. This guy is off the charts. Robert Ori from on the arc.
Text-to-speech has now officially taken over as the narrator is running around screaming, trying to wrap his head around the Pistons' stupidity. So anyways, Rip Hamilton didn't hit the game winner and the Pistons trailed 3-2.
Go die, text-to-speech. Go die. Anywho, the Pistons could have clinched back-to-back finals in Game 6, but they didn't because of that awful rotation in Game 5. So now it's Game 7 time. The Pistons were up by 9 with 7:45 left in the third quarter, but the Spurs took over in the fourth, and the Pistons were NBA Finals runner-ups. And yeah, they made the 2006, 2007, and 2008 Eastern Conference Finals, but that's a tad bit too much for me. Plus, since they lost Ben Wallace after the 2006 season, that was more or less it on the Pistons dynasty.
Well, I'll be honest, I don't really understand, but I fell down this hill and I got glue on my hands and I got rackets on my fingers. Rackets on my fingers, I got rackets on my fingers.